Now, the protesters want to defund the police and harvest them into Beyond Meat, but not Joe Biden. He just proposed giving them an additional $300 million. Thank God. Look, if we defund the police, who would be stationed at high schools hitting on juniors and seniors?
That's how I met my husband.
You know, Tyler, the $300 million that you referenced about Vice President Biden, that was an op-ed that he placed in USA Today that talked about the reforms that are needed. And out of context, I think it can sound a little strange in this moment, but what Vice President Biden is talking about is adequately funding police departments for training, for reforms, but also tying the funding that they get from the federal government to enacting those reforms.
Well, look, let's talk about the role of police in our society. I think we need more police in more roles with more responsibility.
The cops should be garbage men, basically arresting the trash, haul it downtown, and beat it with a phone book, make them confess.
I think that they should be doctors and dentists, because one time I had 2 layers of benign tumors on the bottoms of both of my feet.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yep, and I wasn't going to get them removed because it was making me taller. But I called 911. They shot the tumors off the bottom of my feet. No medical bill in sight.
Everything you all are describing is absolutely ridiculous,
Thank
but also, frankly, why in that same op-ed that you spoke about in USA Today that Vice President Biden penned, he said that officers are doing too many jobs. If there's a mental health emergency, when people call 911, that a mental health professional should be responding with the police, not the officers themselves. You know, if I've got a benign tumor on my foot, I'm not calling the police.
Now, you're the one in charge of holding up smelling salts under Joe Biden's nose to revive him before interviews. Here's him talking about police.
Do you believe there is systemic racism in law enforcement?
Absolutely. But it's not just in law enforcement, it's across the board. It's in housing, it's in education, it's in everything we do. It's real, it's genuine, it's serious. Look, not all law enforcement officers are racist. My Lord, there's some really good cops out there.
Hey, I like that. He said, you know that narrow problem? It's actually so big, there's no way to solve it. Plus, the cops aren't so bad. It's a great answer.
That's not what he said. What Vice President Biden is saying is that there is systemic racism, and this just didn't happen this year or in the last 4 years since Donald Trump has been president. The pervasiveness of systemic issues in this country as it relates to race permeates law enforcement, education, housing, as Vice President Biden said, employment practices, and we believe that now is a true opportunity to finally treat those wounds, if you will, not just let it scab over.
Good news, Donald Trump Jr. finally chewed through his face mask. Let's hear what he has to say.
I haven't benefited from my father's taxpayer-funded office. Okay? Hunter Biden, his father becomes VP, all of a sudden, he goes over to the Ukraine, and he's making 83 grand a month. So, you know what would be great? I'll let you host it. You moderate a debate between Hunter Biden and myself. Come on.
Symone, please let this happen. Please, I'm begging you. Winner take Adderall. I need this so bad. I'm busted out of my cargos. I'm wearing 8 pairs of cargo shorts right now. Please, just let it happen.
Tyler, I'm very confused.
Please.
I'm very confused by the president's son's assertion that
Please.
they're really on the up and up. The Trump presidency has been the most corrupt administration in history, we would argue. His children have offices in the West Wing. When Joe Biden is elected president, let me just tell you something. His children will not occupy offices in the West Wing. So I'm sorry to crush Junior's hopes and dreams, but his little debate won't be happening.
God damn it! No! Why?